Welcome again to the third annual Peace Song Award ceremonies. As today also represents the official United Nations International Day of Peace, our PSA ceremonies will also be musically honoring and celebrating this day. As to the background of the Peace Song Awards and how this contest worked, we invited musicians, spoken word poets, and music video producers from around the world to submit their most inspiring original songs, poems, and music videos in several genres. First, famous jury panel members, who we will talk about in just a moment, voted on songs, poems, and music videos. Second, the public was invited to vote on contestant songs, poems, and music videos. Third, Facebook fans voted on the song, poem, or video they liked most for an overall winner in the category of most reaches and most likes. So, with this background in mind, we are honored again to have Karen Laurie as our MC for our Peace Song Awards ceremony. Let me tell you about Karen. She is the best-selling author of Chronic Pleasure, Use the Law of Attraction to Transform Fatigue and Pain into Vibrant Energy. She is a sought-after expert speaker, media guest coach, and actress who reveals how to thrive without the overwhelming pain, stress, fear, and fatigue that can so often limit people in today's hectic lifestyle. Karen's work has been praised by world spiritual leaders, acclaimed scientists, doctors, psychiatrists, and more. Karen Laurie uses the law of attraction to help individuals of all ages and couples and families reach their full potential. Her wisdom has been shown to help improve relationships, careers, health, business, parenting, finances, and ultimately, our economy. Please join me in welcoming our Karen Laurie to the stage.
We are thankful that you are all here today. Welcome, 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 everyone. I'm excited to be here to celebrate these amazing artists of and for peace. If you are too, please let us hear you. It's an honor to be here to celebrate conscious and mindful musicians, poets, and video producers who have given their hearts and talents to create pathways towards peace, so that on this glorious day of the International Day of Peace, we can all remember that each and every day can be a day of peace. We are so excited and honored to be here at this beautiful space of Oasia to celebrate the sacred power of mindful music and media. You're also here to help us celebrate the amazing award winners of our 2018 third annual Project Peace on Earth Evolving Planet 7 Peace Song Awards, which is sponsored by Sangeeta Kaur and High Win and their wonderful nonprofit organization, Empower with Art Productions. Hope Olsen of J.R. Olsen Bonds and Insurance Brokers, Inc., and Steve Robertson of Project Peace on Earth, Evolving Planet 7, and SupportVeteransNow.org. I feel so much appreciation for Project Peace on Earth, for initiating this contest idea and the amazing healing the Evolving Planet 7 concert series will soon bring to our world. And we are especially appreciative of the beautiful Oasia facility for their most gracious and generous donation of this sanctuary of peace for our awards show. We are especially appreciative of their wonderful staff, along with Nadine Casanova, who graciously made this venue available and possible for us. Thank you. A little about myself and why I'm here today. I feel so honored and touched to be with you today. This event feels really valuable to me because of the work I do with my clients. Many people are totally stressed out or have a ton of fatigue and pain, and I believe that this all adds to the turmoil of the world. I believe that when one person lets go of all pain and fatigue and embodies a deep sense of peace and love and pleasure, that the whole world benefits. If we want a peaceful world, we have to embody that peace as individuals. And that is why I wrote my book, Chronic Pleasure, Use the Law of Attraction to Transform Fatigue and Pain into Vibrant Energy. It's my mission to help those people out there who feel like they've tried everything but who feel stuck and can't seem to recover. It's my mission that everyone who has emotional or physical fatigue or pain can truly access the easy and amazing healing powers in their bodies and in their lives. I don't want anyone to give up hope because doctors or therapists have not been able to help. Instead, I want them to know that this is far easier to shift than they think, and that all the fatigue and pain can be transmuted into living a life with vibrant energy and chronic pleasure and a deep and pervading peacefulness and love for all at the foundation of it. Celebrating here today supports that dream because this whole event and this day are dedicated to that deep peacefulness that I live in. And from my perspective, music can be a divine prayer when that music is in alignment with what we want. Music has the power to transcend language and cultural perspectives, and more importantly, it has the ability to connect us with our hearts and to remind us of the deeper truth of who we really are. Music brings people together. I love music's power to inspire, to empower, and to uplift humanity towards a greater sense of love, connectedness, and peace. And this is truly what the Peace Song Awards are all about. It's a worldwide search for the most spiritually inspired musicians, spoken word poets, and music video producers, and now, during our present 2019 contest, sound healers, who seek to guide us to live from the greater perspective of love and peace. I feel moved to applaud this mission and all of the musicians, spoken word poets, and video producers who participated in our contest. Will you join me? Thank you. So again, our awards ceremony will be honoring some of our planet's most amazing musicians, one spoken word poet and one music video producer. We mentioned famous jury panel members who the contestants could have their poetry, music, spoken word, and their videos seen by. And before I tell you their names, we want to express our most heartfelt thanks to our 2018 jury panel members. We are so thankful to each of you. Our 2018 and 2019 jury panel members in alphabetical order are Maria Conchita Alonso, multi-platinum best-selling singer and songwriter; Stuart Copeland of The Police, multi-time Grammy winner; Randy Kopus of the famed New Age group 2002; Leo Kozendai, sound healer and creator of the Third Ear app you'll hear more about later; Jonathan Elias of Elias Arts and the Prayer Cycle albums; Hai Win, entrepreneur and musician; Saeda Garrett, famed singer, songwriter of Man in the Mirror; Peter Joseph, musician, writer, producer, director of the Zeitgeist movie series; David Joyce, Grammy winner for Best Jazz Vocal, 20-year on-tour keyboardist for the legendary songwriter Burt Bacharach; Sangeeta Kaur, singer, songwriter, producer, and founder of the nonprofit Empower with Arts Production; Tim Kring, the creator and executive producer of hit TV shows Heroes and Touch; Hope Olsen, sound healer and entrepreneur; Steve Robertson, founder of Project Peace on Earth, Evolving Planet 7, the Peace Song Awards, and SupportVeteransNow.org; Joanne Shenandoah, Native American singer, songwriter; Ralph Simon, mobile entertainment pioneer and former co-founder of Jive Music, one of Europe's largest independent record labels; Sean Stone, writer, producer, actor, director; famed folk legend Peter Yarrow of Peter, Paul, and Mary; and our special 2018 and 2019 advisory board members, Stefan Hager of Fisheye Music Studios, Peter Young of Hubcast Media, and Sean Hajimizadeh of Melly TV, Beth Hilton and Delane Young for their assistance with our public relations and social media. Could I please get a round of applause for these amazing jury panel members and advisory board members? Thank you.
Steve is the founder of the Peace Song Awards contest. He's also the founder and CEO of Project Peace on Earth, or PPOE, and Evolving Planet 7. organizations for the promotion and attainment of world peace through globally telecast concerts of sacred music from sacred sites. In addition, Steve is the founder of SupportVeteransNow.org, an organization that aspires to help veterans and their families find healing measures for PTSD and then productively re-enter civilian life. Steve has produced 3 international peace concerts, 2 of which were broadcast out to 80 million homes worldwide on Christmas Day from Bethlehem. And through his organization, PPOE, he produced and, along with advisory member John Quigley, helped to create one of the UN's 49 most iconic images in the world, the famed Picasso piece Dove, Love All aerial art image, which was formed by 1,000 Palestine refugee children at the base of the Mount of Temptation in Jericho. Steve, will you please join Karen Laurie on stage? Let's welcome our good friend, Steve Robertson.
Thank you, everyone, for attending today. It's a real honor to be here for our 3rd annual Peace Song Awards contest. This event evolved out of my complete and utter passion for musicians who are really opening their heart and their soul to listen deeply to the divine and bring through, as Pythagoras would call, the music of the spheres. And one of the stories that has always stuck with me is one by Jack Kornfield, you may have heard before. Jack wrote the book, A Path with a Heart, and he talks about an expected mother who's looking to get pregnant and find her mate. And so she goes out to sit under a tree and she listens for the song of her child. And she comes back and she selects a mate and she teaches that song to her mate. And as they make love, they sing the song together. And she teaches the song to the midwives. And as the child is going through the birthing process, the midwives sing the song to the child. And every time the child hurts itself, the village sings the song to the child, and on through the ultimate process of transition. And when the tribe again sings the song to this child now born and transitioning. Music is, as Voltaire said, the pathway to the heart. And one of the most important stories I saw was about in a film called Copying Beethoven, where the artist Beethoven, played by Ed Harris, is being helped by a woman who's trying to assist him write his music, hence the name Copying Beethoven. And he's a very dismissive and abusive human being. This very lovely woman he has a platonic relationship with, and she's just trying to help this man write his music. And one day, out of shame and guilt, he slams his hand down on the table. He says, "Well, why do you take this from me? Stand up for yourself." And she starts to weep. And she says, "I do this because I hope by being in your presence one day I might be able to write great music like you." And those words so sincerely move him that he finally sits with her at the table, eye to eye, to share with her the intimacy of this volition through which this music is occurring. And he says these words, which is what I've looked for all my life in music. And he says to her, the vibrations on the ear are the breath of God speaking to man's soul. Music is the language of God. We musicians are as close to God as men can be. We hear his voice, we read his lips, and we give birth to the children of God who sing his praise. That is what musicians are. And he says, and if we are not that, then we are nothing. And I believe this is why these great musicians, as you may know, Beethoven, Bach, Chopin, and Mozart, would write at the top of their compositions the Latin initials AMDG, Ad Mortium Dei Gloriam, for the greater glory of God. And that's what I believe we're here today really celebrating. Musicians who are opening their hearts, their mind, their souls, and their talents to relay that divine transmission of love and guidance, which helps us to return to a state of inner peace. The great Sufi master Hazrat Inayat Khan, in his book, the epic on music, the mysticism of sound and music, he says, there is no greater way to attain spiritual enlightenment and or awareness than through music, if only the music is rightly understood. And our musicians here today do, in my heart, rightly understand this music. So I thank you with all my heart for being here. There are a lot of options here in town, but this is an important celebration to honor musicians who are acting as holy vessels for the divine spirit to perform through them. So with that, I'd like to invite our first guest performer on stage, Sangeeta Kaur, a very dear and beloved friend. She was our first grand prize winner of our Peace Song Awards almost now 3 years ago. And here to perform her song, Rise Up, from her new album called Compassion, is Sangeeta Kaur. Please join me in welcoming Sangeeta Kaur.
I'd like to ask you to welcome with me Sterling Ensemble, conducted by Michelle Jensen. Huang Nguyen, pianist, who will be playing on a keyboard today. And Mark Bassett, cello. Please come join me. Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you for being here and celebrating on this day with all of us. Here is my song, Rise Up, from my album Compassion. This song was written, inspired really by all of the scenes and experiences that we've seen on TV and around the world, of a lot of youth who've been hurting and sometimes at the break. And I wrote this song in hopes that if maybe they heard it, it might rise them up from that dark place that they may be in that moment. Here's Rise Up. The sky is dawning soon, lifting our hearts again. It will set you free if you just believe. Look deep within your heart. Let's make a brand new start. You can be free. Keep your head high. You will be alright. Rise up, my darling, rise. You are a gift to life. Turn your head high. You will be alright. Rise up, my darling, rise. Rise up and find your way. You will be free if you just believe. Thank you so much, Michelle Jensen with Sterling Ensemble, Huang Nguyen, and Mark Bassett. Thank you so much.
Now, in our first music category of New Age music, we want to acknowledge our public voting winner, Leah Scallon, and her song The Fairy Portal Opens. Leah is unable to attend, however, she's asked Suzanne Doucette to receive and accept her trophy. Go ahead, you can clap.
I would like to say a few words for Leah. Leah sends her love from Australia with the following message. Thank you, Steve, and the Peace Song Awards team for creating this platform to celebrate artists raising the consciousness of the planet through their music. I feel deeply honored to receive this award. My love and congratulations also to my fellow artists, in the words of the Fairy Queen from the Song of the Seed. It is our destiny to stand as one, together to birth a golden age, when magic and mystery return, harmony, peace following close behind, heaven's gracious gifts bestowed upon earth. Thank you.
And now, Karen and Steve, the top 6 finalists in our jury panel New Age category are Stephen Chesney and his song Words of the Kikuyu, May Peace Reign. Fiona Joy Hawkins and her song Story of Angels. Karani and her song Garden of Dreams. David Motola and his song Rainbow Baby. Neil Tatar and her song After the Rain. Monica Williams and her song Unconditional Love. And Steve, our prestigious jury panel winner in the New Age category is
Steve Chesney.
First, thank you, Steve. With great respect, Steve is not just a person of words, but of action. And really, your passion is something I really relate to and appreciate. This award is for a song from a collection called Sapient. And what Sapient is that I had researched prayers and invocations of peace and the oneness of mankind from a variety of world cultures. And I studied with linguists and historians and rabbis and imams and swamis and monks. And I created these songs from these scriptures, but what's interesting about it is that when you listen to these songs, you're not aware of it, but the melodies are actually they're pieces of a puzzle. And it's not revealed until the end of the whole collection in a piece called The Wisdom Knot that they're all overlaid upon each other in kind of a multi-track mashup of counterpoint. And this is an allegory of reality, which is that we are all interconnected. We all generate from the same source. And bringing Sapient into the world is an ongoing journey for me. And I just really thank you, Steve, and my other colleagues for this injection of affirmation on this journey. Thank you. Thank you.
And now, Karen and Steve, in our second music category of Acoustic Contemporary, we want to acknowledge our public voting winner, Unleashed Dreams, and their song Dare to Dream Again. Unleashed Dreams, will you please join us on stage?
We're so very honored to receive this award, and we thank everyone on the committee, and what a magnificent, the Global Peace Song Awards, how important that is, as has been so clearly said today. And we feel so honored and so grateful to all those who voted for us to receive the Public Vote Award for this category. The song Dare to Dream Again, really, that we co-wrote, Sean and I together, and Sean so beautifully composed, really is a very powerful message that while we may be disappointed in our own personal lives or on the global scale, we have to dare to dream again. We have to keep going. We have to keep trying. And so that is the message in our song, Dare to Dream Again. And we wish everybody a beautiful, empowered, peaceful day today, and to live and follow your dreams as we are doing with ours. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'd also like to give a shout out and honoring George Kitts, who sang along with Lindsay. He's unable to be here on the duet. He put his heart and soul into it. And the whole thing, again, the Dare to Dream, a big dream for me, and I know a lot of people, is the dream of peace and the dream of connection. And, the whole consciousness part of this song was easy to write because it came from a core value. And I really feel close to this award and everybody in this award because I feel in resonance with a common core value, which deeply touches me. And I was actually very touched by your speech, Steve. It pulled me into this event and the importance of this event. And it really, to me, signifies where I feel as well, where all of this should go, in blessing of just the deep impact that music has, and the ability, like for me, when I write songs, I literally feel like I'm channeling, the global, basically, like they said, the message of God through me is to say, when it flows naturally, this song just speaks for itself. I don't even have to try to write the song. It just happens.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Again, that was for our Acoustic Contemporary category, the public voting winner. And now, Karen and Steve, we're going to give the top 5 finalists from the jury panel in the same category of Acoustic Contemporary music. So, the top 5 are Brain Power featuring Orange Grove and their song All the Same, Meryl Collins and her song Peace, Flow featuring Will Ackerman, Fiona Joy Hawkins, Jeff Oster, Lawrence Blatt and their song, Flow. Sean B. Galloway and his song, At Last. And Peter Sterling and his song, Kiss the Sun. And now, our prestigious jury panel winner in the Acoustic Contemporary category is...
Flow. Featuring William Ackerman, Fiona Joy Hawkins, Jeff Oster, and Lawrence Blatt.
Flow is on tour and unable to join us. Beth Hilton, would you please join us on stage to accept on their behalf?
Thank you very much. As Steve said, Flow is on tour and doing Carnegie Hall next Friday night, which is very exciting. If you didn't realize it, FLOW stands for Fiona Joy Hawkins, Lawrence, Jeff Oster, Will Ackerman, you get the idea. And they named their first album Flow as well, because it was all just coming together back in 2016 under Lawrence's label, L&B Music. And they had played together and recorded together at Imaginary Roads in different aspects, but they just had the idea that they liked each other so much, why don't we come together and make an album? And they did it in the traditional way of everyone bringing an idea and sitting together in the room and just letting the music flow. So literally, I think that when there is so much love for the music and for each other and friends, the music is simply imbued with the feeling of peace. And that is apparent in this song, and I congratulate them. Thank you.
Keep it going for Flow. Thank you, Steve. And now we would like to invite our next guest presenter, the world-renowned environmental activist John Quigley, to the stage. You can go ahead and give him a round of applause. John Quigley is an award-winning artist, producer, and activist. As founder of Spectral Q, his unique mix of human installation and aerial photography, he has brought together communities to create large-scale messages for the common good around the world. He has worked with dozens of environmental organizations advocating for the protection of nature, from the front line of tree sit-in blockades to the halls of power in Washington and at the UN. He is the founder of Earth Day LA and has served on the national and international Earth Day boards. John is also a Project Peace on Earth Advisory Board member and has worked with Steve on several Middle East initiatives in Palestine. Once again, please welcome John Quigley.
Every song, every note, every bar of music, every symphony, every lullaby, every yodel, every harmony that has ever been written or performed is because of one relationship. And that is the relationship with what is beneath our feet right now. It gives us life, it gives us joy, it gives us the challenge of waking up every day and figuring out our future, and we keep going. And I want to acknowledge Steve for his relentless pursuit of elevating sacred music and the power of music to change the world. Please, let's give this man another hand, because he is a tireless warrior on this front. And he asked me to speak about the earth and music, so I'm going to talk about relationship. I just talked about the fundamental relationship, and there's another relationship that is critical in these times, which is the relationship between our minds and our heart. And the role of music in the times we face, to me, is about returning us to our sacred core. And when we're in our sacred core and we're listening more from the heart, different information comes in. And that is the information that will carry us through what stands to be the most challenging time in human history. I was at Pershing Square yesterday in a crowd of thousands of students. And one sign stood out to me, which was, "Why should I do my homework if I don't have a future?" And I mean, when I was a kid, I would be all for getting out of homework. But that would not be the reason why. And so as millions gathered all over the world, this generation that recognizes the existential threat to their future is taking it in their own hands. And what many of you in this room, many of you who may be watching, have been taking action for decades, years. We've never had a generation that has said, it's not happening fast enough, we're going to take the leadership. And what that's providing us is a platform to move the world in a direction many of us have been working on relentlessly, tirelessly, as Steve has, in the right direction, facing the issue of climate and facing the massive extinction that is going on in the world right now. So as musicians, as artists, we need a culture shift. We need a culture change, not climate change. That was another sign going around. So I invite all of you to remember that first relationship. And you can plug in at any moment. My native friend, LaDonna Bravebull from Standing Rock, she always says it's right here in this moment. Just recognize it and remember, plug in to that. And use your mind, yes, but also listen most deeply from your heart. These kids recognize what's happening. And if we ride it and we put our skill, they need our talents, they need our awareness, they need our experience. But this is a moment where we can turn the world. And let's start in the 2020 election. And in every moment leading up to that, your music can reconnect all of us with our sacred core. I invite us to step up to a higher level than we've ever played at before. Thank you.
Thank you, John. And to your important message about music's power, our second musical guest performer is from our classical opera a cappella music category. Here to perform Peace to the World, Philema Wright's public voting winning song in our classical opera and a cappella category is a world-famed singer of the 10 tenors, Cameron Barclay. Please join me in welcoming Cameron Barclay.
Good afternoon. Tēnā koutou i te whānau. It's really, really a huge honor to be here today. We come from a very far away place, two small little islands at the bottom of the Pacific called New Zealand, or Aotearoa, the land of the long white cloud. And it is such an incredible honor to feel. There's a really amazing proverb from the first people of New Zealand, the Māori people. It says, he aha, te mea nui o te ao, which is, what is the biggest thing in the world? It's he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. People, it is people, it is people. And what a wonderful feeling to be here with you all. And thank you so much for embracing Philema's beautiful song and for having us to sing for you today. So please enjoy. This is Peace to the World.
Imagine there is heaven above that we call universal love, and there is no religion to divide us. All people living in peace this way, our children free to laugh and play, in peace and light a joyous Hallelujah, 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 in peace and light a joyous Hallelujah. Feel the magic of love we share, the sun, the moon, and stars out there, and our galactic family reunited. Love is the key to open our heart, with gratitude a major part, combining our love in a gracious Hallelujah, 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 combining our love in a gracious Hallelujah. Imagine this a place to be, where all the world has been set free. Hearts and souls have come to be united. With water pure and crystal clear, and food for all from our earth so dear, together we sing a heartfelt Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Together we sing a heartfelt Hallelujah. Remember, we've been here before. Our Mother Earth we will restore. Her love, divine love, surrounds us, reminding us the need to care, that we shall have this earth to share for future generations. Hallelujah, 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 for future generations. Hallelujah. Generations,
Thank you to Valema.
Cameron Barclay, ladies and gentlemen, Cameron Barclay. And now, Karen and John, in our third music category of world music, we want to acknowledge our public voting winner, S.J. Janani, and her song, Hudya Ulagam Malara Tume. S.J. Janane is unable to travel to the U.S. However, here to receive her award is her close friend, Prashant Raj. Also, S.J. has provided us with a short acceptance video.
Dear sisters and brothers, greetings, namaste and vanakkam. This is S.J. Janani, composer, music producer and singer from Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. I'm extremely happy to be winning and receiving the prestigious Global Peace Song Awards, LA, USA, for one of my Tamil songs, Pudhiya Ulagam Malaratume, May the New World Begin, from the album Shiva Mahimai Volume 2, Brahma Kumaris. I take this wonderful opportunity to thank the one and only Steve Robertson, sir, for honoring me with this global acclaim and for being such a huge source of inspiration for spreading and promoting peace on a global arena. My sincere thanks to the jury panel Peace Song Awards for nominating my song among the top 10 finalists 2018 Peace Song Awards. My special thanks to the PSA team. I would like to thank B.K. Kumar brother for a wonderful, thoughtful, meaningful lyrics to the song. I dedicate this award to all of you all, especially those who supported me to win this award by voting this song. I consider this as a special highlight in my 22 years of musical journey. And this would not have been possible without the blessings and support wishes of my gurus, teachers, my family, friends, relatives, well-wishers, press, media, organizations who've been supporting right from my childhood, divine brothers and sisters of Brahma Kumari's World Spiritual University, last but not the least, the Almighty Supreme Soul.
Unfortunately, due to some unforeseen circumstances, Ms. Jenny could not be here to accept the award herself. Thank you so much.
And now, Karen and John, we have the top 5 jury panel finalists in the category of world music. We have Mystic Journey, Kingdom of Mountains. We have Mystic Journey, Yanan. Rigzen, Bodhisita. Eric Scott, Wings. And finally, Peter Sterling, Sword and Stone. And now, John, our prestigious jury panel winner in the world music category is
Mystic Journey.
Mystic Journey. Please join us on the stage for your song, Kingdom of Mountains. You have won.
Thank you. Wow. Old friend from, gosh, many, many years back, so it's wonderful that John got to give us that award. We are Mystic Journey, Gilbert Levy, Dan Torres, I'm Suzanne Tang, and our bass player is John Osman, and he's in Joshua Tree, couldn't make it. But it's just a treat to be here, and I think what's really nice about Kingdom of Mountains, they had a little tidbit playing there. It kind of represents what we're all about. We play instruments from all around the world. And I'm playing a Native American flute. Dan is playing oud, the Arabic lute. Gilbert's playing all kinds of world percussion. And John's playing bass. And it's bringing together all these different instruments representing their cultures, but we're playing them as a family. You know, they're not from different places. They're just these entities that are coming together and creating something that's more powerful together than they are separately. And we're just, you know, the messengers for the music through these wonderful instruments. And if we can add a little bit of peace to this world through our music, then that's, you know, more than we could ever ask for. So thank you so much. Do you guys want to say anything?
Yeah, I just want to say that when we moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico, our son wrote a poem. And in short, it said, we live in a kingdom of mountains. So that's where that came from. It's sort of a paean to Santa Fe and our experience in New Mexico. So thank you.
Thank you.
Karen and John, in our 4th category of country music, we want to honor our public voting winner, Adil Farouk and Jabran Samuel, for their song Peace. We understand that Adil Farbouk and Jabran Samuel were not able to secure their travel visas to attend our award ceremonies, and they've asked Steve to accept their trophy on their behalf. Steve, would you please join us on the stage?
I had numerous conversations with these dear musicians who were desperately trying to get here from Pakistan to be part of our awards, but they could not secure a visa. And to me, this is indicative of a world where we're less trusting of one another than we would hopefully rightfully be. And hopefully we'll attain a place on this planet one day when these fictitious lines in the sand fall away. And we really see, as John Lennon said, we are all one. That's the goal of what we're doing. That's the gift that they gave us in their song, Peace. So I, with pleasure, gladly accept their trophy and certificate on their behalf.
Thank you, Steve. Now, Karen and John, the top jury finalists in our country music category are Adil Farbouk for his song Peace, Sean B. Galloway for his song Turn It On, Cindy Huglet for her song Tapestry of Skin, Smith Sisters Bluegrass for her song CJ, and now, John, our prestigious jury panel winner in the country music category is
Samuel Jabran and Adil Farbouk for Peace.
Let's give them a round of applause. We have a double winner. Again, neither Adil Farbouk or Fabran Samuel were able to attend our award ceremonies. However, we do have a video message from Fabran to share with everyone.
Before we reach a point of
Hi, this is Jabran Samuel from Lahore, Pakistan. I'm really thankful to God for this achievement by winning the Global Peace Songs Awards. And I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Mr. Steve Robertson. And I would like to congratulate my team, Heather, Maham, Anan, Mr. Adil Farbouk for his wonderful lyrics, and Mr. Imran Khalil for the amazing sound designing and music arrangements. And in the end, I would like to thank my family, all the friends who supported me through this. And I'm really grateful to you all. Thank you and God bless you.
we are raised on the same sun.
And now, Karen and John, in our next category of folk music, we want to acknowledge our public voting winner, who is Jennifer Ann for her piece, Prayer Song. Jennifer Ann is not able to attend our award ceremony, and we offer our healing prayers to her. She asks that we read these words on her behalf. John, would you please kindly do so, and then accept her trophy?
These inner seeds of peace that we keep planting, they will sprout. They will blossom and grow into a grand rooted tree, stronger than any conceptual nation this world has seen before.
Thank you, John, and bravo to Jennifer Ann. And now, the top jury panel finalists in our folk music category are Jennifer Ann and her song Sing to Me, Sean B. Galloway and his song Give Peace a Voice, Sean B. Galloway and his song The Light Has Won, and once again, Sean B. Galloway for his song Power to the Peaceful. Lastly, Lisa Ann Wright and her song My Daily Bread. And now, Karen and John, our jury panel winner in our folk music category is coming your way.
Sean Galloway, Give Peace a Voice.
Keep it going for Sean Galloway, ladies and gentlemen.
The drumming and the drum are calling us together.
I'd like to thank my co-writer on this song, Daniel Barber, and
I don't know if you're familiar with the idea of creating a Department of Peace as a high-level cabinet position in our government. And this song we wrote as an anthem for that organization. So this is where that came from, and I'm just very honored. Thank you, Steve Robertson. And we're going to play this song for you right now.
Come listen closely, the droning and the drums are calling us together, and with them with the one, to voice the greater vision moving through our minds into the open circles that dream the dream to life. Give peace a voice, let our hearts be heard, sounding our choice to love and preserve. There's a light in us all, a polished pearl. Give peace a voice, uniting the nations of the world. As millions let us march beyond the walls of war, with the power of prayer, imagine there is more. Choosing for our children the dance of the dove, coloring the cotton skies with the language of love. Give peace a voice, let our hearts be heard, sounding our choice to love and preserve. There's a light in us all, a polished pearl. Give peace a voice, uniting the nations of the world. So if you feel so moved and you'd like to sing, this would be the time. Give peace a voice, let our hearts be heard, sounding our choice to love and preserve. There's a light in us all, a polished pearl. Give peace a voice, uniting nations of the world. Give peace a voice, uniting nations of the world. Give peace a voice.
Keep it going for Sean Galloway and his song, Give Peace a Voice. Now, we welcome our next award presenter to the stage, Sangeeta Kaur. Please come on up. Sangeeta Kaur is a Vietnamese-American trained opera singer, mantra singer, producer, and 2016 Grand Prize winner of the Peace Song Awards. She is inspired to bring healing and awakening through music and yoga. Sangeeta has performed around the world and at many prestigious theaters. She is the founder of Empower with Art Productions, which brings new and spiritually inspiring musical productions to the world. Let's once again welcome Sangeeta Kaur.
Thank you so much. Again, my name is Sangeeta, and I'm just so honored and joyful to be here today. First, I want to say thank you to Steve Robertson for always hearing the call, listening to his heart, and doing all that he can. His entire life is dedicated to serving this planet and serving humanity, and I'm just really honored to be here with you today. Thank you for having me. So I've been a singer and a musician for as long as I can remember, but I have to say I was not always a conscious artist. For many years, unconsciously, I always felt I needed to prove myself or please others. It was a struggle, and it felt empty. On my journey, and I'm sure like so many of you, I was blessed to be introduced to sacred ancient wisdom, the Dharma, yoga, meditation, and all of these things had changed my life and the way that I perceived my life and my relationship in this world and with each and every one of you. The most amazing part is that I truly discovered my voice, even as I was singing my entire life, but it wasn't until, I guess we can say, there's an awakening or a realization, was when I really learned what I was born to do, why I was given a voice, why I love music so much. And it truly is to be of service, just like each and every one of you. Each and every one of you who are here, who are nominated, and those of you who couldn't make it. I just feel grateful and honored to be here with you and to be doing the work that you are also doing. And may our journey be so blessed every day, more and more, so that we can continue this for the benefit of all beings. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sangeeta. And now, Sangeeta and Karen, in our music category, jazz, the public voting winner is Milana Zilnik for her song Haunted Waltz. Milana has a conflicting performance schedule and is unable to join us, so Steve, would you please join us on stage to accept her trophy? Thank you, Steve. And let's give it up for Milana, please, ladies and gentlemen.
We wish you could have been here and wish you great success on your performance wherever you are.
And now, Karen and Sangeeta, the top 5 jury panel finalists in the category of jazz are Debe Gunn y Amigos for Mistletoe Kiss, Laura Dickinson for Peace and Joy, Flow featuring Will Ackerman, Fiona Joy Hawkins, Jeff Oster, and Lawrence Blatt for their song Waiting for Sunshine, Eric Scott for Ghosts of Storyville, and Milana Zilnik for Haunted Waltz. And now, Sangeeta and Karen, our prestigious jury panel winner in the jazz music category is...
Let's see who this is. Eric Scott for his song Ghosts of Storyville.
Eric will not be able to join us, but we send him a collective prayer of healing. Beth Hilton, would you please join us on stage to accept Eric's trophy? Thank you, Beth.
Thank you so much. Eric can't be here with us. I know he'd love to be. He's such a loving guy, and he is everything good about music and musicianship. From co-writing and performing with superstars in his past to pushing the boundaries of that beautiful fretless bass of his. It's his passion to find that breakthrough sound. And with Ghosts of Storyville, Eric reminds us that great art emerges everywhere. Storyville was New Orleans' red light district, years ago. And in that place, so many musicians were free to come together and play together and share musical influences that led to entirely new genres. So that's the spirit that he brought to Ghosts of Storyville. And it reminds us that we have to really nurture music everywhere. Even where there's trouble, there's great art and music emerging from struggle. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Beth. And now, Sangeeta and Karen, in our next combined music category of classical, opera, and a cappella music, our public voting winner is Valema Wright for her song Peace to the World. Valema, would you please join us on the stage?
I just want to say I feel so honored and so grateful to be here for this absolutely wonderful, the wonderful feeling in the room, for all the people who've done such wonderful work for world peace. So I'm totally, totally grateful. And of course, I hold huge gratitude for Steve. Where is he? There. For Steve and the work he's doing with so many peace organizations and spreading the word. And for us as songwriters and musicians, it gives us a wonderful platform to disseminate these words of peace and love. I've been a natural health practitioner for the last 50 years, and 30 years of those have been specializing in frequency medicine. And so we now know that every word we speak or sing and think, and every cell of the body has a frequency. So these words of peace and love and the frequencies that they uplift the planet in many, many ways that we don't perhaps realize, but those frequencies are real, and they really do make a difference. And so I just have such great gratitude for all the work that this wonderful man is doing. So it's been my life's work, actually, to work with these frequencies. And in healing, I've had a very busy clinic for many, many years, and some wonderful practitioners that we've trained in these therapies. And it really does make a huge difference. I want to thank, you've heard Cameron sing the song. Every time I hear him sing the song, I become so emotional, so I'm really sorry. But he's just such a gift for graciously singing this song for me, because it is just so beautiful the way he sings it, with his absolutely gorgeous voice and the frequencies that he brings to it for the healing of all, as you have seen, as you have heard. So, Cameron, wherever you are, there he is. Thank you, Cameron. I really love and appreciate you for being so gracious and agreeing to sing my song. That would happen as a result of a mutual friend who brought us together, which was absolutely magic. So, yes, thank you, Cameron. Wonderful. What else did I want to say? Lorna, where are you? I didn't bring my notes with me, but I did have a very wonderful, just an expression of huge gratitude for all of you, and thank you so, so much. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you.
Let's keep it going for Valema for her gracious acceptance. Our top 5 jury panel finalists in the classical opera and a cappella are Rachel Curia for her song Alleluia, Rachel Curia for her song Our Father, Thou in Heaven Above, Danae Xanthe Vlase for her song Serenade 2, Wolfratshauser Children's Choir for their song For the Children, and Valema Wright for her song Peace to the World. And now, Karen and Sangeeta, our prestigious jury panel winner in the classical, opera, and a cappella music is...
Dene Sante Flas for Serenade de Verlaine.
Wow, what a beautiful honor. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you to the board. This is just a beautiful event. I'm discovering it for the first time this year. I think that this award will always serve to remind me that I'm part of the bigger picture of art and art's place in the world. And I know that my writing, my music, it's just a thread in 2,000 years of Western classical music, but it's part of a tapestry that's been woven, and it's our humanity that we've woven into our music. And I think that my part as a creator, as small a thread as that is, I feel that it's important for me to uphold a sense of transparency and truth and emotional vulnerability in my writing, and that's not always easy. I would like to say that the creative process, as all artists here understand, it's not always a state of flow. In a chaotic world, it can be very difficult to find that peace to create beauty. And so when I'm struggling in the studio, I will look at this award and I will think, well, my struggle maybe one day will serve to help elevate others, and there is no greater honor for me than that. And I don't want to forget the amazing artists who bring my music to life, whose bodies make my music possible. Sangeeta is one of the amazing, beautiful gems who has been so kind as to lend me her voice. You will soon hear Hila Plitman as well, the Sterling Ensemble with Michelle Jensen, all these amazing artists. I thank you, and I promise all of you that I will always strive to write music that honors your talents. And I just want to end by acknowledging that what brings this award a unique sense of accomplishment for me, it's the sense that I did listen to the submissions, and my co-nominees' music was so exquisite that I would like to acknowledge them and their work, and their superlative effort is what brings value to this win for me. So thank you to the judges, but thank you so much to my co-nominees for making this have value. Thank you all.
And now, Sangeeta, before we get to our next award category of hip-hop music, I believe you promised to perform the title song from your latest album, Song of Compassion. So everyone, please welcome the artist, Sangeeta Kaur.
Thank you so much. May I please welcome back Sterling Ensemble with Michelle Jensen. And I would love to invite our beautiful soprano, Hila Plitman. And please, Danae Vlas, join us on crystal singing bowls. you so much.
And now, the next person we will welcome to join you on stage as a co-presenter is Hai Win, also of Empower with Art Productions. We again thank your organization for its gracious grant donation in sponsoring today's Peace Song Award ceremonies. Sangeeta Kaur and Hai Win, we congratulate you both on recently getting married and express our most sincere appreciation for you both. We thank you for being continued sponsors of our Peace Song Awards. We also thank you for being esteemed jury panel members with us. And now a little about Hai. Hai is a self-taught classical guitarist, classically trained singer, and former VP of a very successful international oil company in Vietnam. He believes that music is a tool that bridges and connects the souls of humanity. His passion and talent for music and philanthropic mission to give back to communities has raised great support for charities and empowered the dreams of many university students. He is the founder of the Hai Foundation. Please once again welcome warmly to our stage, Hai Win. And now Sangeeta and Hai. In our next category of hip-hop music, our public voting winner is Wolf, or for his song Rusted Hope. Wolf, would you please join us on the stage?
Some of us have been given the privilege to make peace for the entire world. Yet some of us choose to ignore the pleas and the cries of the many, whilst only listening to the lies of the few.
Okay, hi everyone. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Yeah, I didn't expect to be here, but here I am, and just very happy to be amongst fellow musicians who feel the same way about the world and the realities of how we're living at the moment. I guess my journey started when I was just a baby, when I was about 6, 7 months old, and my parents decided to flee Vietnam after the war. And you know, as I got older and as my hair started to fall out and as my beard started to go a bit grey, I never lost the urge to speak up for those who are going through the same situations as me. And currently we see in the world that there is a refugee crisis and there is so much suffering and pain. And so I thought that the only way that I can really express myself is through music. And I was fortunate to grow up during the 90s, during the golden era of hip-hop, and that definitely influenced me to do what I'm doing now. And so I decided to quit my job and put myself through music school in order to learn how to compose music and write music. And yeah, so here I am, and I thank you so much to Steve for his noble heart, because there's nothing more noble in this world than to fight the cause for humanity and uplift everyone in terms of peace and love and unity. So thank you, Steve. Yeah.
And now, Sangeeta and Hai, our top jury panel finalists in the hip-hop category are 3Z for his song Be Free, Wolf for his song Rusted Hope, and Wolf again for his song Seed of Ideas. And now, our prestigious jury panel winner in the hip-hop category is...
Wolf, Rusted Hope.
Some of us have been given the privilege to make peace for the entire world. Yet some of us choose.
We have a double winner.
Hi again. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm very honored to receive this, and I guess this evening is more than just receiving these awards. It's just about connecting with fellow musicians and fellow people who want to talk about peace and harmony. So thank you again for listening to me and for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you, Sangeeta and Hai. We would also like to invite Steve Robertson, Hope Olsen of J.R. Olsen Bonds and Insurance Brokers, Nadine Casanovato of Awa Oasia, Peter Young of Hubcast Media, and Shan Hajmazida of Melly TV to join you on stage. Steve, Hope, Nadine, Peter, and Shan, would you please join us all on stage?
Sangeeta, Hai, Hope, Nadine, Peter, and Sean. It really takes a team of powerful, present, caring, loving, and determined people to collectively hold a vision and bring into reality the Peace Song Awards. Therefore, it is in the spirit of this team effort and your loving support, I would like to present each of you a small token of my appreciation. Should have worn my reading glasses.
He's more of a listener than a reader, folks.
Ba-dum-bum. In the spirit of our Peace Song Awards that serve to inspire and honor all musicians, spoken word poets, sound healers, music video producers, who promote a message of inner peace so that our world may experience a greater sense of outer peace, I would like to invite everybody on this International Day of Peace to just hold a minute of silent prayer where we envision a true inner peace and love within ourselves that embodies I would consider the teachings of the Christ who said, love thy neighbor as thyself, so that, as the Buddhist poet Thich Nhat Hanh said, we realize that the healing of ourself is the healing of the nation, and most importantly, as the Course in Miracles reminds us, that the salvation of the world depends on each of us. And with our prayers, I'd like to encourage that, we visualize that every day and every moment can be a day of peace in our own life and in our world. And hopefully one day we will really, truly love our neighbors as ourselves, and that being that we really do honor and love ourselves as human beings, so that we can only see each person as our brother and sister, the animals that we're here to reverently take care of, and Mother Earth that we're here to honor. Today, this is also the International UN Day of Peace, and our organization, Project Peace on Earth and Evolving Planet 7 and Support Veterans Now announce a new and exciting relationship with our good friend Leo and his third-year app. This is a free 24-hour, 24/7 sound healing, inspirational music, and guided meditation app that will be made available to all refugees worldwide, all veterans, and all active duty soldiers.
Hi everyone, my name is Leo Kazande. I'm the founder of the app Third Ear, where we make meditation accessible and easy. And the way we do that is we get people to lie down on the floor and we play all sorts of ancient instruments which produce a lot of harmonics and sounds that the human ear and the brain is not used to hearing. So what we're trying to do with Project Peace on Earth, Steve, Support Veterans, and all the ambassadors is create this bank of sound magic where we're using gongs, but also using spiritual songs to help people, to support people who are vulnerable. And that vulnerability can manifest itself in different ways. So our goal is to really come together, use the power of sound as a universal language to make a change, and to have an impact on those who require help. Now, the idea is to really change, it's important to have daily access, a daily sort of exposure to those tools. So what we've decided to do is to have this sonic bank online on an app and also on the website, so that even if people don't have a smartphone, they can still access it with a laptop or whatever, a desktop computer. It's very simple, and Steve will give you the code, so I'm just building a bit of suspense. But there's one universal code to enter the website, the section on the website, and then you've got 3 categories, super simple: sound bath, guided meditations, and spiritual songs. And they all have their benefits. So I recommend trying it all, and yeah, it can be done anywhere, anytime. And if you think that you're able to contribute to that sound bank, I really hope that you can. I invite you to do that, whether it's through spoken word meditation, or perhaps recording your gong or your crystal balls, or whatever you have. Your voice, the voice is super powerful. I'm sure you know that. Do it. Do it for them, do it for us. And remember, the other is you, and you are the other. So, namaste, and thank you. And have a good night. Ciao for now.
All they have to do to access the app is type in the passcode Love All, Love Wins, UDHR. And UDHR is an acronym that stands for the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And since 1947, when it was originated, not one country to date has ever adopted these basic tenets of human rights for all. The app will be available later, and we have amazing people like Jack Kornfield, who pioneered the mindful meditation movement, a lot of our musical ambassadors with Project Peace on Earth, and with our Peace Song Award recipients are donating songs. We have almost 70 songs so far. And, this is just a way to help reduce the stress and bring comfort to people who are exposed to the bare hand knuckle of conflict and war. And by the way, if you're out there and you've won an award today and you'd like to participate, we'd welcome, having you donate one of your songs or a guided meditation to us. One of our presenters, Craig, one of my dear friends, Brother Mitrananda, has provided a guided meditation for us. And it's just an outreach to people around the world. And we'll make that link available to everybody. And I just also want to say that in the Middle East, we know that there's a major conflict, been ongoing for a long period of time. And there's a really beautiful organization called the National Center for Community Rehabilitation. I produced a song with about 30 major musicians, an album that helped to bring surgical teams and supplies into Gaza. Peter Gabriel, Roger Waters, Stuart Copeland from the Police, 30 major musicians, many of them here on, wish they could be here but aren't. But this organization in Gaza is going to be in charge of distributing the app to both Palestinians and Israelis, citizens and soldiers on both sides of the conflict, so that the only side that we're picking is peace. That's all we really want to do. And lastly, I'd like to say, if you haven't already purchased a ticket for our peace celebration later tonight, we're going to have an amazing lineup of presenters here, and including Samuel J. and Brother Mitchananda and Sangeeta Kaur and Sean Galloway and etc. And I just want to say thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and attend. And Cameron Barclay is going to perform again tonight. So how could you get enough of his music and Sangeeta's music? Just heavenly. So Anyway, thank you all very much for being here and honoring the power of music to transform, thought and consciousness and really create a world of peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve, for those heartfelt words. We now want to welcome to the stage our next presenter, Peter Joseph. Peter is an American musician, filmmaker, author, and social activist, best known worldwide as the creator of the award-winning Zeitgeist film series, downloaded over 220 million times during its first year of release. Peter is founder of the Zeitgeist Movement, a social sustainability advocacy group which currently operates across the world. He also founded and curates the annual Zeitgeist Media Festival for the Arts and is on the advisory board steering committee for Project Peace on Earth, and he is a Peace Song Awards jury panel member. Please give Peter Joseph a warm welcome.
Hiya. Beautiful music today, right? I wanted to see if I can hire the chorus to just follow me around on my daily basis, while I'm stuck in traffic on the 405 and they could be in the back seat. I think it would improve everyone's life. So, most of my work these days involves economics and society, and in the role of the arts, I find it just incredible how important the artistic communication and place and synergy in our intellectual development really is. There's a famous Austrian author named Ernst Fischer, mid-20th century, brilliant theorist of effectively artistic theory and what it does in relationship to social evolution. And he once said, "In a decaying society, art, if it is truthful, must also reflect decay. And unless it wants to break faith with its social function, art must show the world is changeable and help to change it." We live in a very interesting time. I think future anthropologists are going to look back and see an ultimate crossroad for civilization. We're faced with not only unprecedented existential threats in the form of ecological destruction, climate destabilization, severely caustic socioeconomic inequality, and so on. But there's also a kind of an operative threat, and a dysfunction in our ability to change when needed, to adapt to new social requirements. At least this is what I see. And while many may find solace in the periodic mass expressions, such as the amazing, unprecedented global climate protests that happened yesterday across the world, such expression is only as valid as the creative problem-solving and communicative initiatives that follow that expression. This includes not only the dire need to revise our economic methods and societal organization as a whole, and quite radically, but also something far more challenging. It requires a change of values, as was touched upon a little bit earlier tonight. The dramatic realization is that we simply can't live the same way in the same comforts. Hence, a deep change in the dominant values of culture is required, moving away from this neurotic striving towards material and status-focused ends, instead cultivating a new sense of stewardship for the habitat and respect for each other. And it's in this context, changing values and traditions, that we no doubt find the most resistance. As rational as we like to think we are, as much as we prefer to believe that we will do the right thing when needed, it appears our evolutionary wiring prioritizes the emotional over the intellectual. This has been confirmed by modern biological study, showing that the brain evolved in a particular wiring, social survival, which negates other forms of intellectual development. Emotional sensitivities, social appeal, this is how we've been, this is our fitness, so to speak. It's a kind of evolutionary baggage. Limbic responses that tend to become very upset when our sense of normalcy and identity is threatened, even if our rational minds understand otherwise. Which means our strategies for pursuing a more socially just and sustainable society must engage emotional intelligence as well as intellectual. Needless to say, but it's worth restating. Appeals to logic and reason are really only a part of the equation. We really have to feel it. And here is where the power of the arts, and notably music, resides. Music's unique conditioning properties, it saturates the listener, it creates a journey that can bring the mind to an elevated place of consciousness and experience that sidesteps defensive reactions and apprehensions. It sneaks behind the ego, planting seeds of identity that simply can't arise from non-aesthetic communication. Therefore, it's critical we amplify the artists of this world, understanding the social function, critical social function. Without the arts, and specifically music in its deepest synergy, I really believe human civilization would not have evolved to the advanced stage it's in today, because it's part of an extremely continuous synergy. And it will be the arts that provide the foundation of this deeply needed change, this revolution of values that I've spoken of, helping us to conquer the challenges we face today. So that said, I wish to show my deep appreciation for all the musicians and artists here today. You have a very deep and functional role in society, despite the lack of funding by society at large, and this dismissive nature of a sort of intangibility of the aesthetic expression. And I think you are, as far as creative development and as far as potential realization, at the absolute foundation of a global revolution that is long overdue. Thank you.
I just feel so inspired by all of this amazing music and the wonderful musicians. Do you? Now, as you may recall, we mentioned earlier that our new 2019 Global Peace Song Awards are currently in motion. By a show of hands, how many of you are musicians, video producers, poets, and/or know someone who has an important song, poem, or music or video message to bring to our awards contest and the world? So how many of you received, I did not, but how many of you received one of our cards or would like to have one? I would love to be able to pick up and hold a Peace Song Awards card. Do we have one? But there are Peace Song Awards cards. If you did not receive one, please be sure to pick one up on the table near the entry door before you leave. And we also want to mention that as part of our new 2019 Peace Song Awards, we are introducing a new sound healing category. Thank you. Thank you. This is what they look like. If you have music or poems or a spoken word or sound healing that you want to enter for next year's 2019 award winners or 2020. Yes, and so we are also introducing that new category of sound healing.
All right. Thank you, Karen, and Peter, of course, for your wonderful words. And now, in our next category of spoken word poetry, our public voting winner is Leah Scallon and her song Prelude. Again, Leah Scallon is unable to join us, and she has asked Suzanne Doucet to receive her trophy and say a few words. Suzanne, would you be so kind to join us on stage?
Leah Scallon lives in Australia, and she is so sad that she can't be here. She says thank you to Steve Robertson, to the entire Global Peace Song Awards team, and of course to all her voters. And I'm just going to give you her love. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne. And now, Karen and Peter, our top jury finalists in our spoken word poetry category are Arusu and her poem Life Lessons, Arusu and her poem Raw Beauty, Brain Power featuring Philippe Lem Trio and his song Elvie, Tanya Diaz featuring Cedrice Nuff-Said Brown and their song Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child, and Valerie Romanoff and her song Om Shanti Shalom, which features Dao Porshan Lynch. And Peter, Karen, our spoken word jury panel winner is
Arasu, Raw Beauty.
Arasu, would you please join us on the stage?
very unexpected. Sorry, I'm just getting a bit emotional. First of all, I would like to thank Steve here for hosting. He's like the father of today's artists and musicians. So thank you. I'd like to thank Wolf for composing the beats for me, so I'm very grateful. I just want to say follow your heart, because your heart is your only compass to navigate towards your destiny. Love yourself, value yourself, and just spread it from within you and around you, because the world needs more of it in order to return to our natural state of peace and harmony. Thank you so much.
Congratulations again to Arasu. And now Karen and Peter in our next category of music video. Our public voting winner is Melania Zilnik and her video, The Piano as Big as a Tree. Milana is unable to join us today, so Steve, would you please join us on stage to accept her trophy?
We're grateful that you entered our contest, and we thank you for your beautiful video. We wish you great success on your tour.
Thank you, Steve, and congratulations, Milana. And now, Karen and Peter, our top jury panel finalists in the music video category are Flow, featuring Will Ackerman, Fiona Joy Hawkins, Jeff Oster, Lawrence Blatt, for their song, Free Ascent. Arena Indigo, for her song, Creo, I Believe. Journal and Jennifer Thomas for 912. Jennifer Thomas for The Fire Within. And Milana Zilnik for The Piano as Big as a Tree. And Peter, our music video jury panel winner is?
Goes to Flow, Free Ascent.
Please keep it going for Flo. However, Flo is on tour and unable to attend, but accepting on their behalf is Beth Hilton. Beth, would you please join us on stage once again? Thank you, Beth.
Thank you so much. From Flow, they really are probably surprised and very appreciative of this video, which is to their song Free Ascent and was made by Art Film Studios. Nature is always very present in Flow's work, and it seems to be an effortless combination for them. And I was thinking, after all, where do all these beautiful acoustic instruments come from that they play? So it's very fitting, and we thank you very much for acknowledging it, and we look forward to sharing the new album, Promise, with you, which they say today to dedicate to the promise of peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth, and thank you, Peter, for your assistance on the stage. Karen, we would now like to invite our next guest presenter, Craig Marshall, to join you on stage. Craig is formerly known to Self-Realization Fellowship attendees as Brother Mitrananda and is a world-renowned monk and spiritual advisor. Brother Craig Marshall, formerly Brother Mitrananda, spent 35 years as a monk with the Self-Realization Fellowship, also known as SRF, in Los Angeles before leaving the monastery to pursue speaking, counseling, and teaching ventures throughout the world. Before becoming the Rhodes Scholar for SFR, or SRF, Craig was a child actor in Hollywood and later graduated from USC Film School. Then, at the age of 23, his life changed direction. He became a yoga monk and lived in a monastery. As a popular minister, Craig counseled thousands around the world, including many well-known people like George Harrison and Steve Jobs. Craig taught monks and householders how to develop intuition, face fears, and how people could realize their deepest dreams. His powerful communication skills have empowered many to take a stand for what meant most to them. Today, Craig helps individuals align their careers and relationships with their innermost dreams. Through a unique process of self-discovery, he helps clients develop the clarity and confidence required to manifest their individual life purpose in their personal and professional lives. This integration leads to greater material success while sustaining inner joy, the essence of self-realization.
I am so thrilled to have my friend Craig Marshall here join us.
Well, I've known Karen for many years and Steve for many lives, and probably many of you the same. And when I was a monk, our telephone operator in the ashram got a call one day from a man who said he was Steve Jobs, and she didn't believe him. So they transferred the call to me, and he said, "This is Steve Jobs, and I'm trying to get permission to put Yogananda's book, Autobiography of a Yogi, on iTunes." And so I believed him. So I got to know Steve in the last part of his life, and he was one of these people who had, like most of us, I think, very distinctive chapters, as did George Harrison. And I was with George up to the very, very end, and I remember one of the words George told me was, he said, "For years I tried to influence other people through music on a spiritual level," and he says, "Now I'm committed to influencing other people in silence." And I think these people are still doing that. You know, they're part of the fabric of society. And I remember a book that influenced me, which came out the year I became a monk in 1970. How many of you read the book Future Shock? Remember that book? Alvin Toffler, he was a futurist. And what's curious about that book today is that he was making all these predictions about what he thought was going to be happening 50 years from then, and that's next year. And he talked about things like overchoice, you know, overwhelm, so much information. And he said we would reach a point where we were not able to process all that information fast enough, and we're certainly getting there. And so what his primary deduction was out of all that was he said the 21st century illiterate will not be those who cannot read or write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. And isn't that what we're all doing these days, is learning and unlearning and relearning to make disk space? And that's why I'm so excited. And when I was out of the ashram after 35 years, I actually had the privilege to live with Steve for a while. So I saw him tirelessly in his office, working the phone, hammering out emails, promoting events like this and peace concerts around the world and all these wonderful experiences with every fiber of his being. And so it's a real privilege to be with you all, and I'm excited to present the next awards and to be here with Karen and Steve and all of you. Amen. Hallelujah. That's my sermon, and I'm sticking to it.
Keep it going for Brother Craig. And now, Karen and Craig, our next winning category is in rock and pop music, and our public voting winner is David Watson for his song Start Loving Everybody Tonight. David Watson is not able to join us, so Craig, would you please accept his trophy for him?
It's a real privilege, and David, like so many, is barking up the same tree. I hear everybody here saying the same thing. Don't you feel that? That common denominator, that commitment, the selflessness, the service element. So congratulations to David, more and better.
Thank you, Craig. And now, Karen, Craig. Yes, please, let's give another round of applause for David. David Watson. And now, our top jury panel finalists in our rock and pop category are Sean B. Galloway and his song Breakthrough, Sean B. Galloway and his song Love Will Overcome, Kristen Hope Justice and her song I Look Within Myself, Nittany Paris, co-written with Jean-Pierre Williams, Betty Lawrence, and Patricia Baya, and their song Keep the Light On. And finally, David Watson and his song Start Loving Everybody Tonight. So, Craig, our winner is?
David Watson, starring Start Loving Everybody Tonight, is part of a tie. We have two winners. So, David, congratulations again.
Very good. Please receive that trophy on David's behalf once again. And if you'd be so kind, Craig, who is our next rock and pop jury panel winner?
It is Nittany Paris and her co-writers Jean-Pierre Williams, Betty Lawrence, and Patricia Baya. Please welcome Nittany Paris and her band here to perform the song, Keep the Light On.
I want to dedicate this award and this performance to one of my heroes, Dr. Maya Angelou, who said that the need for peace lives in the hearts of every human being. And I'd like to read a very short excerpt from her poem, Amazing Peace. In our joy, we think we hear a whisper. At first, it is too soft, then only half heard. We listen carefully as it gathers strength. We hear a sweetness. The word is peace. It is louder now. It is louder, louder than the explosion of bombs. Peace, my brother. Peace, my sister. Peace, my soul. Thank you.
When the world's getting dark and you can't see, when your lungs are so tired and you can't breathe, when the rain comes down, don't be afraid, I'll illuminate the way. You've drifted so far away from your home shore, looking up but you can't see the stars anymore. You've been gone so long on a heartless sea, but you can always come back home to me. I will help you find your way. I'll keep the light on. I'll be there come hell or high water. I'll keep the light on. My love's a flame and I'll never falter. I'll keep the light on. I'll keep the light on, light on. I'll keep the light on. I'll keep the light on, light on. Let the waves come crashing through. Keep the faith. I have faith in you. Let the waves come crashing through. Rescue me, and I will rescue you. I will rescue you. I'll keep the light on. I'll be there come hell or high water. I'll keep the light on. My love's a flame and I'll never falter. I'll keep the light on. I'll keep the light on, light on. I'll keep the light on. I'll keep the light on, light on. I'll keep the light on. I'll be there come hell or high water. I'll keep the light on. There's a flame and I'll never falter. I'll keep the light on. I'll keep the light on, light on. I'll keep the light on. I'll keep the light on, light on.
I have an impromptu award. Peter Joseph, are you here? Would you please join me on stage? Thank you. Yeah, well, maybe I get to embarrass you a little bit in a good way. And another person, too. This is a bit of an impromptu announcement and award. I've thought through this for a long time. This year we have a Lifetime Achievement Award that we're going to offer. And there are two people I want to offer that award to tonight. One is Peter Joseph for his amazing work with the Zeitgeist movement. Now, Peter is truly one of the most brilliant intellects I've ever met. His first film, if you've never seen it, I encourage you. Zeitgeist, the movie, was downloaded, I don't know, it was 10 years ago or something nearby, and it was downloaded 220 million times in the first year of its release, and that's epic. And he's released 3 films. He's always coming from the heart, always making his information available, always trying to flatten the learning curve for the collective consciousness. And Peter, I salute you. You know, you're like a brother.
Give it to me, buddy.
I love this man very much. Peter, anything you'd like to say, man?
I'm rather speechless at the moment. I just want to thank Steve for his relentless work, as we all appreciate so much, and to keep things going and everyone to be inspired by this man. And if we all finally coalesce and with one focus, the world would change like that. And this is why we're all together to start that trend. So.
Keep it up, man.
Now, the other person I want to honor is Craig. Brother Mitrananda. When I first went to Self-Realization Fellowship, they always had an amazing group of speakers, and we went to the Palisades. Used to go to the Palisades a lot, and Craig was always there. He was the most brilliant speaker. He could talk on film, physics, global politics. He could mix it all together and create a through line that had you like awestruck by the genius of his brilliance. And as he may have mentioned, I had the privilege of having Craig live with us for a year. We would sit in a hot tub and have a cigar and a cognac and talk about deep things. And he's truly one of the most loving, kind, and wise people I have ever met in my life. And I don't know how the world could thank him enough for holding the space for kindness and care and wisdom that he is. And it's just a way I'd like to show my appreciation to him by just honoring him this Lifetime Achievement Award.
Thank you, Steve. That's very sweet of you. You know, just a word. I've learned so much more about life and about myself after I was a monk. You know, it has a lot to do with age, right? You have to outgrow a lot of ego, a lot of assumptions, a lot of fears, a lot of craziness along the way. And I was telling somebody the other day that I've never had a tattoo. And the reason is very simple. I never thought of anything I'd want to write on my skin that I wouldn't be tempted to overwrite the next year, right? But I'm thinking seriously about getting 2 tattoos. And I'd like to get your feedback on this. Because I've changed so much my way of living, my way of perceiving, my way of going through life on a daily basis. And I used to, I wouldn't say struggle, but I was making effort. I was efforting my way through life. Did anybody else do a little of that along the way? Yeah. A few hands going up. And now I know intuitively there is another way. And that's what the New Age is bringing this awareness to a lot of people, I think. And so I'm going to get 2 tattoos. One is going to be on my forearm right here by my watch, and the other is going to be on the right forearm. And when anybody asks me to do anything, go anywhere, any question, I'm going to fold my arms and look down like I'm in deep thought, but I'm going to be looking at these 2 tattoos. The first one is fun, and the second one is easy. And that's what I'm committed to in life. I'm tired of grinding. I'm tired of efforting. And you know, one time I used to work for Fred Siegel, the clothing magnate and the innovator of so many things. And one time we were talking about world peace at lunch. And Fred said to the little group around the table, he said, world peace has probably already happened, but we just don't know it yet. And I thought, wow, that's got to be true, doesn't it? The higher age is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's all at hand. It's just a question of whether we can be open to it, isn't it? Instead of waiting for thousands of years for some golden age to come, there is no time. There is no space. The only limitations are here. So I want to thank Steve for putting his shoulder to the wheel for so long, and I think I'm going to join him in bringing world peace as a manifestation in my life and try a little bit more tomorrow to be the change I want to see in the world. So amen, hallelujah, peace is here. Thank you, Steve.
Congratulations, Peter and Craig, and thank you, Craig, for those fine words.
I would like to give a short message to the world. May the new world begin with the power of golden, pure, and divine thoughts. Let all souls unite together to feel the oneness amongst. By emerging the consciousness from within that the soul is light, let us cultivate humanity. May we bring peace on earth. We, the divine sisters and brothers, children of one supreme God, are bound by the power of peace. Let us all together fill the earth with the power of peace. Let us join hands to bring peace and make this world one family. In the service of spreading peace through music. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Our next final winning category, our overall Peace Song Awards grand prize winner. You will soon have the envelope.
Wow. The grand prize winner is Stephen Chesney. Congratulations. Words of Kiuku, may peace reign.
It's a huge honor. What's been amazing about Sapient is that I had this vision for a video for the big finale for the Wisdom Knot with an epic cinematic piece and costumes and all that, and I couldn't pull it together. I couldn't get the funding for it, so I made a small video to go with it that I made at home myself. And what's really amazing is that this video is worming its way through Facebook, and it has really resonated with people. It's been shared thousands of times. I think we're going on 250,000 views, and I hear from people every day about it, and it really has resonated, and I'm so pleased. It's been an incredible journey, and I'm so touched to receive this from you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Keep it up.
Hi everyone, Alfonso Rodenas here. I am sorry I wasn't able to make the Peace Zone Award ceremonies. However, I'm very honored to be the grand prize contributor in the 2018 contest, which consists of the winner working with me to complete a new song in an engineering recording session valued at around $15,000. Congratulations, Stephen, and big heartfelt hug to you.
Firstly, I'd like to say to all of our Peace Song Award contestants and winners, past, present, and future, the beauty and art of your inspiring music to uplift the heart of humanity towards a greater sense of goodness is why I breathe. If you can't get choked up by music like maybe I get choked up too easy, but I promise, I feel this music so deeply in my heart and soul. And it's the very fiber of my being when I hear this amazing music that you both have done and the other contestants have done. And I feel that goosebump moment as I did. I was in Bali with my beloved Hope and just working on the award ceremonies, and Stephen's song came on as I was thinking about who the grand prize winner was and running all the numbers, and I just started to bawl. I don't know how else to say it. And she came out and she goes, what's wrong? And I said, nothing's wrong. I said, I found it. I found the song. I found the grand prize winner. And then I had the honor of speaking to Stephen more personally and just saying, it'd be good for you to come here. I didn't say why. I said, sure, be good if you could come here. We had a long, deep conversation. I really understood the depth and heart and soul of who this human being is. And Stephen, I just want to tell you, so honored to know you as a human being. And the vision of what you pulled together and unifying the message of how all the spiritual teachings are basically pointing towards the one thing, oneness and love and kindness. And if every musician, which is what our Peace Song Awards is really about, we're trying to create a renaissance. This is what the music of the 60s and 70s was about. Most of the musicians were talking about love, peace, hope, joy. How do you make the world a better place? Not, the latest time you got drunk or something, or the latest piece of jewelry you bought or something. I mean, this is music of substance, of the heart. And I'm so honored to at least contribute in some small way to put a spotlight on this amazing, beautiful music that Sangeeta and Stephen and all of our winners and contestants and participants are doing. You may not have won this year, but I promise you did. You won in my heart. You won in the heart of humanity, just uplifting consciousness with your intention for love and peace makes a difference. It does. So just thank you, Stephen. And I thank you, Sangeeta. And I thank you, Hai. And I thank you, Karen. And I thank you, Craig. I thank all of our participants and all of our jury panel members for just, being who you are. And it's an honor to have a relationship and friendship with each of you. And I thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I have undoubtedly stepped way ahead of the curve on the script here. I guess lastly, I'd like to say, firstly, Karen, I want to thank you for your just absolutely beautiful heart and your clarity and the graciousness of your guidance and you provided today as an MC. Next, I'd like to thank all of our volunteers here at Oasia and everyone who just showed up. Harry Paul, who brought some volunteers here, and I thank you so much for doing that. And a huge thanks to Jenny B. and to Julia and our coordinating producers and gracious videographers, Fritz Heed, Peter Young. Peter, raise your hand, man. Let everybody know. This guy, you don't even know who this guy is, man. He was extraterrestrial in the amount of work he was pulling off to make this thing happen. And you're just an amazing soul, Peter. Just clear, you're kind, you're loving, you're caring, and you're just a pro. And I just really appreciate you, Peter. Thank you. Wouldn't have happened without you and without Fritz. And Eric Walsh and Monique, I want to thank you all for taking photos. Sean at Melly TV for distributing the feed. This will go out to some 20 million homes worldwide. It'll stream on our Facebook Peace Song Awards site, so please go there. Adam Noble, Roberts, brother, you're as solid as a rock, man.
Thank you, Steve.
Oh, I thank you. You're just the best. I met him at a restaurant. He used to wait tables, and I go there. We'd always have deep conversations, and he told me about what he was doing, and I said, man, I like that guy. And I asked him to be our MC, and he just showed up like a stormtrooper. Man, I'm there like a soldier, whatever I have to do. And that's just who he is. Alfonso, I just want to thank you for donating this the grand prize, a $15,000 recording session with him. He's a 4-time Grammy-winning recording producer, and he's just a good soul. I wish he could have been here tonight, but he couldn't. We also have some amazing musical ambassadors that are part of the contest. So if one of our jury panel members win, they can select one of these amazing musicians to perform with them on their concert, to give some additional wings and lift promotionally to what they're doing and or, musical thought. Fox Lean from the group Enigma, Hanny Nasser, Elijah Ray, Finbar O'Hanlon, Haggai and Itai Disraeli of the group Matar. And by the way, Haggai's brother Itai and Lily Hayden won a Grammy this year for Best New Age Album. And Slim Jim, how many of you guys have heard of the Stray Cats? He's the drummer for the Stray Cats. So there's a lot of talent here that's, here to help and support our winners. And we know that the music industry has changed dramatically. And now, the left hemisphere has to be fully engaged in order to not only create good content, but more importantly, how to make a business out of it. So with that in mind, I also want to thank, Sean Locke of Soul Traveler Radio for partnering with us to package a full promotional press release on the winners, for Greg Spolanka and Samantha for the beautiful album cover art that they've donated, for our attorney, Burgundy Morgan, who cannot be here. She's just an amazing soul. For Suzanne Doucette, for our publicist, Beth Hilton, and Delanne Young, Peter's wife, who they just work tirelessly around the clock. Call them, I'm getting emails at like 1:30 in the morning and stuff, just cranking away at this, trying to make a difference here. So, and again, my most sincere thanks to Sangeeta Kaur and Hai for their wonderful organization, Empower with Arts Production, and Hope Olsen of J.R. Olsen Bonds and Insurance Brokers, which provided sponsorship for today's event. And we got a great show later tonight. It's going to go on from 5:30 until 1. Great music, great speakers. Stay here, buy a ticket, encourage your friends to come. It's going to be an evening of just super, what's your 2 words, Craig? Fun and what else? Easy. It's going to be easy. It's going to be easy. I'm borrowing that. It's going to be easy and fun. So come tonight and buy a ticket, and we'll have great food here. Nadine, where are you? What a great soul you are. She and I met. She had our flyer on our card, and she, when I said we're looking for a place to hold our song awards, she said, I'm in, like that. That's how she is. That's how they showed up here. Everybody that's here has just been super wonderful. James, your father, thank you, James. Love you. What a great human being you must be to have raised a daughter this aware and this talented musically. Thank you all. And finally, just again, a round of thanks to everybody who participated as a songwriter, a poet, a composer, a videographer, and this coming year, our sound healing. Leo, that did the third-year app, is going to be part of the jury panel member for Gong and sound healing, along with Hope Olsen. And our awards for the 2019 year ends March 31st of 2020. So if you have a song or a video or a poem that you want to get in, please, go to our site, peacesongawards.org, and submit, your content. Submit stuff that will change the world. It will. And also be sure to look for our third-year app. As I mentioned, that's going to be helping veterans and active duty soldiers and refugees around the world. This isn't a one-shot deal. This is 24/7, forever. And hopefully it will dial back, the intent of people to pick up a gun, pick up a weapon, or hurt or harm somebody. Maybe they can give them a hug instead. We just don't know the power of music. It does have that power. And Karen, I'm just asked for you to give a few closing statements if you wish, and just thank you all again for joining us today.
I just feel so wowed by all the musicians. It's felt like a beautiful ceremony. What do you guys think? Again, we're so happy to congratulate all of the Peace Song Award winners and the runners-up. I mean, everybody, just with your hearts, it just feels beautiful. You're amazing, and your music and your videos truly inspire our world to be a more peaceful and loving place. And we are so deeply appreciative to all of our 2018 and 2019 jury panel members and all of our presenters today. Steve, Sangeeta, Hi, Peter, Craig, and our behind-the-scenes MC, Adam Roberts. Thank you, thank you, thank you.